Welcome everybody, this is Non-Euclidean Cat. Let's play El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron.
Let me tell you a tale. It took place 14,000 years ago. Wow. To me it seems like only yesterday. To you, could be tomorrow. It's the story of a man, known by 72 different names. What should I call him? When we first met, his name was Enoch. And even then, he wouldn't let anyone tell him what to do. Not even me. But he was a pretty good guy.
Indeed he was. Your first time playing through the game, you get a choice between easy and normal. We're going to go for normal.
The armor okay? If not, I could...
No problem. Everything's fine.
Not to follow us.
And right off the bat, we're thrown into a bare-knuckle brawl with our first boss. I'm going to tell you right now, you're supposed to lose this fight. You cannot win it. You cannot do any real damage to Azazel. This is really a chance to get your bearings on the control scheme, figure out how Enoch moves, get a little preview of a boss you're going to be fighting later, establish the health system a little bit, and it'll end with teaching you one very important trick. However, this is the only time you get to do this fight, and what exactly that means I'll explain more much later. So I just wanted to see how long I'd be able to last. And down he goes.
On your feet, Enoch. You get more than one chance, you know.
And thus we are introduced to our live system. Every time you go down, you can mash the A, X, left bumper, and right bumper button in order to get back up. You have to do a certain number of presses in order to get up every time. And I'll get into more of it later. Alright, Mr. Tarantino, let's get back in there.
It's time, Enoch. You ready to leave? I gotta say, I'm kind of looking forward to this trip. Say, you've not been down below for some time, have you? You're in for a surprise. Enoch, you sure that's enough armor?
I'll take the best you have.
Right. Time to go. Enoch.
So now it's time for our formal tutorial.
See those figures in the distance? Try and reach them.
Basic movement, walking forward. You get 3 speeds: walking, jogging, and running. Sometimes the game just slows you down for story purposes.
The tools and weapons humans use are all based on wisdom from heaven. Wisdom humans couldn't attain in 1,000 years. Anyway, try jumping to those figures.
And hop. Fruits of Wisdom. They will literally never ever come up again. They are only here for this introduction.
Okay, can you take it from here?
So this right here, just a little chance to get more familiar with the combat.
Enoch. Humans have a unique gift, the power of choice. Free will. They can follow any path they desire. So choose your path carefully. The future of mankind depends on it.
Just gonna kind of let our friend talk here. Punch one of these assholes.
Not bad. If you're that good with your bare hands, let's see how you handle one of God's weapons. An arch. It's one of those little shards of wisdom the fallen angel stole. Now try it, Enoch.
And we're given our first weapon, the sword, aka the arch. It's your pretty basic swordy weapon. We'll talk more about it in a minute. But for now, just gotta kind of knock these guys around a bit.
It was only when various shards of God's wisdom were stolen that Semyaza's betrayal was uncovered. But by then, he, together with the Grigori he led, had already fled. Nicely done, Enoch. Ah, the archangels are here.
All is as Lucifer has shown. We, the archangels, shall guide you with our voices.
Enoch, you must return the fallen angels to heaven. That is your mission. Don't worry. We'll be with you all the way. Careful now, we're crossing over. Once we breach the veil, we'll be on Earth. Bring back any memories, Enoch? Seven angels have fallen to Earth. Big mistake. We're going to tear out their souls and lock them in this prison for eternity.
Let's get to know our adversaries. Just gotta give these fancy collars a nice whack.
Sariel, don't let his idea of love fool you.
Our first fallen angel is kind of a weird one. Sariel's name shows up all over the place, sometimes as an archangel, sometimes as an angel of death. He's even said to have taught Moses everything he knows, and came for his soul when he died. This is probably due to the almost 20 different ways his name can be rendered. For the sake of the game, we're going with the Sariel that is listed as the fourth leader of the Grigori, of 20. His name either means light of God or moon of God, and he is said to have taught man the course of the moon.
Arakiel. We can't let him live out his days on Earth.
Arakiel is the second named leader amongst the 20. His name means Earth of God. When literally translated, he is said to have taught man the science of the earth, which is most likely geomancy.
Armoros. Good luck getting him to repent.
Armoros is number 11 on our list of 20 leaders. His name translates to Cursed One, or Accursed One. The literal translation of what he taught men is the loosening of conjurations, but in more layman's terms, that would roughly mean how to break or dispel enchantments.
Arakel. May this be the place he dies.
Arakel, otherwise known as Barakiel, was the 9th of 20 leaders. His name means lightning of God, and he's the one who is said to have taught men astrology.
Ezekiel. She talks of love, but doesn't know the meaning.
Ezekiel, sometimes known as Chazakiel, is the 8th named watcher amongst the 20 that led the 200 fallen angels from heaven. Her name translates to Cloud of God, and she is said to have taught men the knowledge of the clouds, i.e. meteorology.
Azazel, leader of the Grigori, and Semyaz's right-hand man.
Azazel. Contrary to what was just stated, Azazel was not the leader of the Grigori in the Book of Enoch. However, he was the only one of the group that Enoch really interacted with. The common translation of his name is Who God Strengthens, or Strength of God, with Azaz meaning rugged and El being of God. However, there is a second way to read his name. Azaz can also mean rebellion or arrogance, so it is possible to read his name as arrogance towards God or rebellion against God. Considering his role, this is pretty appropriate. As for what he taught man, I'm just gonna quote directly. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of the earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony and the beautifying of the eyelids, and all kinds of costly stones and all coloring tinctures. So, yeah, cosmetics and war equipment.
Semyaza. You know the boss. Used to be an elder on the council.
Semyaza, or Shemyaza, is the real leader of the fallen angels. He's the one who led the fallen to Earth, as well as the one who got them all to cast a mutual curse on themselves so none of them could back out of it. His name is another double meaning. The more common one, and the one that applies to this game, is Infamous Rebellion, with Shem meaning either name or fame, with both having a possible positive or negative connotation, and Azaz meaning rebellion, as with Azazel. The other possible meaning is he sees the name, and the exact significance of which I will get into later in the game. He is said to have taught man conjurations, i.e. enchantments, and root cutting.
Watch out, Enoch! It looks like they found you.
Noctos, our first real enemy and our first real combat situation. Let's get in there. So, the Arch is pretty much your basic sword. It's very swingy, hits in front of you and a little bit to your sides. You move forward with most of your strikes. Comes out pretty quick. Now, here we see our first pickup, the Flame of Power. What exactly it does will be secret for a while. Now, as you see right here, you can charge up for a powerful attack. And that little camera switch, I kind of fucked it up, but if you release the charge attack at the moment the camera switches like that, you do a counter, while you take no damage. You have a guard. Guard varies in strength from weapon to weapon. The guard break. Gets around enemies' guards. Again, the technique for this varies between weapons. The special attack. Every weapon has some kind of special attack. The Arches launches it straight up into the air. Now, for this, you just gotta survive for a while. Just keep knocking around guys, get a good handle on the Arch.
Your journey begins here. Let our voices be a light unto your path.
What we have here are destructible objects. Sometimes they drop nothing, sometimes they drop flames of power, and sometimes they drop health. Ramps, our second enemy. Really, really worthless. They have huge wind-ups for their attacks, kind of scuttle along. You can really just play with them. They don't take many hits to get down. One basic combo is all you really need. Now, it is worthwhile to destroy every breakable object you see.
Show love, mercy, and forgiveness in the name.
Yes, sir. Down here, we have our first little optional side area. Very much worth going to for that. That's our big flame of power. Whatever it is the flame of powers do, it does a lot of.
We are at your side, always.
I sense the darkness.
More of these guys. Now this here is actually an endless fight. Just kind of on a bit of a timer. Now for one of the bigger things about combat and gameplay in this game. Purification. As you fight enemies, your weapon gets dirty, so you gotta clean it off every once in a while. And this is how you do it. It's our key to ending this fight, so let's just go ahead and make it happen.
Bravo! Behold the power of purification. It cleanses all things vile.
Purify the red light. Blue light is a sign of overflowing strength.
And now that we've done that, they stop spawning. Now here, we see this special mobility moves. Rather than attacks, they're more for evasion. For the arch, it's this little feathery leap. Honestly, I don't really like it. It's still real easy to get hit when you're using it. It doesn't do much. But you can do it in pretty much any direction, so if you're quick on the draw, you can jump out of the way of an incoming attack or two. And special attacks. As I said earlier, the special attack for the arch launches enemies straight up into the air, and you follow them, so you can keep up your attacks. Being up in the air puts you out of reach of a lot of enemies, so it's good to keep them up there. Now that right there is what happens if you get too dirty. The vileness comes in and changes your weapon's color, so you gotta purify it. You can purify it at any time. However, you are still vulnerable to being hit when it happens. Purifying it will get rid of any accumulated vileness, so you don't have to do it just when your weapon transforms.
Hey. What's the matter? You don't trust me? I guess. Well, I'd say so far so good. Uh-huh. You know I could never say no to you. After all, you are the Lord. Yeah. All right. Catch you later.
Here's Lucy. Lucifer is our save point. When we draw close to him, we'll hear him talking to God, and it'll give us an opportunity to record our progress. See you next time.